Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Patricia Monna Intuitive Consulting. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. I have the live chat up and open, and so if you have any questions for me, definitely put it up in the chat because I would love to hear your questions and comments. So, for the first time on camera, I'm wearing a hat. This is not just any hat. This is my tinfoil hat. For anyone out there, who doesn't know about EMF and 5G and radiation shielding. I'm going to talk a lot about that tonight, but I'm also going to talk about psychic attacks and psychic shielding and spiritual shielding because that's just as important as shielding our body. We need to shield our light bodies as well. So this hat is literally made out of Faraday material, and no EMF, radiation, or anything like that can go through my noggin. It's wonderful. Um, so definitely, I'm going to be talking a lot about how to shield ourselves and the products that I use because I'm one of those people that tries everything I do. If it says it's going to shield me, if it says it's going to calm me or reduce anxiety or anything like that, I give it a shot. And one of the things that I noticed the more and more I got into doing psychic readings and dealing with people on an energetic level was that I was very sensitive to other people's energy and to EMF, 5G. Like when I'm sitting there tapping on my keyboard or typing on my laptop, my hands will literally go numb from the frequencies going through my hands. And so I started looking for products or different ways to shield my body after a psychic attack. That was actually the trigger for me looking into this stuff on a huge scale. Besides the fact that I'm super sensitive, um, a couple years ago, I was being psychically attacked really bad. And so one of my healing friends said to me, she's like, "Have you never heard of Defender Shield? You need to check out Defender Shield." She says, "Their stuff works." She goes, "Not only does it block out 5G, EMF, radiation, all of that stuff," she goes, "it blocks out psychic attacks." She's like, "Patricia, you're going to sleep like a baby if you go and you get one of their blankets." And so I did. I did. I actually bought their blankets in all three sizes. Um, and I'll show you the products that I have. But the original product that I bought was the blanket. And I was so impressed with the way the blanket blocked out everything that I started going down the rabbit hole of, okay, is there a clothing line? Is there hats? Like, what else can I get? Can I get gloves? And so I did. I did. I got everything. I literally got everything. So I'm going to show it to you guys. So these are my Defender Shield gloves that I wear when I am typing on my computer or dealing with my laptop. Um, this is a Defender Shield scarf. So for any women out there who want protection but want to don't want to wear, the hat or the hoodie or whatnot, but still want some protection, I even got the scarf, the Defender Shield scarf, and it's wonderful. Put it on your shoulders and wrap it around you. You can actually feel the difference because your cells go quiet. So I even brought my blanket tonight to show you guys. This blanket, it blocks out everything, you guys. So this is the twin size, which if you are sensitive to energy, I really suggest that you get at least the twin size or the queen size so that you can wrap it around you and put your head under there and just your whole body goes quiet. You can actually feel an energetic difference. It's I asked my kids to describe it too, when I put it on them, and my one son says, he goes, "Mom, it's like my cells go quiet. It's like my body goes quiet." And that's when it came, you know, I started questioning, what do we actually feel like? What do we actually feel like within our bodies when we're not being subjected to 5G radiation and all that crap? Because if there's one thing that I've noticed since the pandemic, these 5G towers are going up everywhere. Like, I've got 2 that went up over the pandemic in the parking lot of my office building. And so I absolutely shield myself when I'm in my office. And I've got other things that actually shield the whole building. And I'll show you that as well. But I think it's super, super important that we do this, you guys, because not only is 5G extremely poisonous, but they got 6G already in the works. And it's just a matter of time before we're getting blasted with that. And when I remote view the world, um, it literally looks like our planet is in a cage, with all of the satellites that are all over the world, um, connecting with, radiation, 5G, all of that stuff. It looks like a net, a prison, a metal frequency prison all around our planet. And I just think how sad. They literally are holding our planet prisoner with um, technological advancements that are not necessarily beneficial to us here. And like I said, with myself being sensitive to this stuff, I can tell. I can tell in the room. Like, if you were to blindfold me and put me in a room with a TV on, it doesn't matter if there's sound or not. I can feel it. I can feel when something electronic is turned on and turned off. I can actually feel that register in my body. It feels like a poof inside of my body. And if you actually try, bring yourself to that quiet space within your mind and body, and then have someone, turn the TV on or off with your eyes closed, I know that you'll feel it too. I think that we're just so bombarded with this stuff that it's so normal for us to feel the way we do, and I always get nervous doing these lives and stuff, and I have to say, putting this blanket on, I'm so glad I brought it with me. It's just amazing. It really, really is. So the blanket, I will put the links out in the video. This is from defendershield.com. Best thing in the world. The blanket is by far the greatest thing on the website because you can kind of take it with you anywhere. I even went so far because I'm such a fan of these products that I actually contacted the CEO of Defender Shield and I asked him if I could interview him on YouTube. So there is an interview with Dan DeBon, who I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of anyone who wants to serve humanity and save the world. And I asked him, how did these products start? And this is the product that it started with. It started with the laptop tray. And yes, I bought this. No, they didn't send it to me. I'm not getting paid to say this stuff. I'm explaining what works. I'm explaining what works because I have spent thousands of dollars on crappy products that did not work. So let me save you the money. If you are sensitive to psychic attacks or energy, let me save you the money and the time because I already did my homework. This stuff is 100%. So Dan told me that it started with the laptop tray. He said his son, who was in university at the time, had his computer's laptop on his lap. And he goes, all I kept thinking was, I got to have grandchildren. So there's got that, and that can't be very good, for my son's cajones. So he decided to make the laptop tray. And I just thought it was absolutely brilliant. And I do use this. If I'm sitting there on my laptop, of course, everyone's going to put their laptop in their lap. That's why it's called a laptop, right? It's not good. It is not good. If you knew the amount of EMF and non-beneficial frequencies that are coming from that, you'd think twice about putting it in your lap, especially if you haven't had kids yet. So We have the laptop tray. These are all the things that I use. So if you're a person that is on your laptop for extended periods of time, I suggest this one. Um, Now, this is the small Defender Shield blanket. I have all three sizes, like I said, and I bought them. They didn't pay me to say this stuff. Um, this is the small one. It's kind of too small. It's great for a baby's blanket, or a travel blanket, or a lap blanket, but you can't really curl in it and just shut out the world. So I suggest the bigger one, the at least the twin. This is the twin size. And I have to say, I have it on all of my kids' beds. As soon as I felt what it did, and I knew it wasn't just me, because my kids said the same thing. All my kids said the same thing. They're like, "Oh my God, my body is like, oh, it just so is relaxing." You actually have a tingle that starts to happen in your body, and it's like it dissolves the anxiety off of you. So it makes me wonder how much of our anxieties that we're feeling is external to us. We have to ask ourselves that, especially if we're living by cell phone towers, carrying constantly our cell phones with us. Oh, which reminds me, of course, I have the cell phone case, the Defender Shield cell phone case. So look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Still emitting a signal. This thing is supposed to be off. Hang on. Let me see if it's still doing it. Oh, not if it's off. But seriously, we shouldn't be carrying those things around the way we are. And I have the iPhone 13. My hands go numb with it. I noticed the difference right away, and they wouldn't let me return it. So I was um, stuck with the phone. So that hence why I got this. So the iPhone 13s, if you have one, I'm telling you, they're emitting more EMF than like the older models of cell phones. Just an observation that I've made. I will also say, so this lovely jacket that I have on is also from Defender Shield. Dan sent me this out as a gift for having him on my YouTube channel. And Dan, if you're watching this, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for creating all of these amazing products. It is totally made, or it's totally Faraday material on the inside, which is antimicrobial as well. For anyone who's a sweaty Betty, yeah, it's totally antimicrobial, so you won't. It stays clean, but yeah, it you can feel it when you put it on. It's like, but the blanket has more of a defined feel to it almost. The jacket, I can feel that light, I can feel protection. And it definitely works. I tested it out with my EMF detector and it works. But the blanket makes you actually feel different. Like you start to tingle. And relax. It is so bizarre. So definitely, the blankets are worth its weight in gold. It really, really is. Because, like I said, this world is going to get worse with the technological advances that we are going into. Yes, technology is great if it's in the right hands, but it also hasn't been around long enough for us to see the long-term effects of us carrying these cell phones with us, and being on our laptops and in front of a computer all day long. We really don't know how long our cells are going to tolerate that, because we're a part of Mother Nature. We're a part of Earth. We naturally resonate with Mother Nature's heartbeat, which is the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance vibrates at 7.83 hertz. So that means 7.83 cycles per second. That's what our natural rhythm is, right? Well, the Schumann resonance has been on the rise for many years now. And when it rises, instead of going 7.83 cycles per second, Well, I've actually seen it go up to 75 and 90, and it's literally like an increase in heart rate. Well, if it's suddenly going like this, how do you think we feel? Of course we're going to feel the anxiety that Mother Earth is feeling. Of course we are. Well, there's many different things out there that alter the frequency of Mother Earth, and all of this technology is one of them. It creates geomagnetic stress within Mother Nature's field. And of course, it's going to affect us. So I'm just going to take a quick boo at the comments. Steve says, I unplug almost everything in my apartment each time I go for a nap. And the only thing plugged in my bedroom is my bed light. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Absolutely. That's one of the things that we should be doing is unplugging any type of electronics or even appliances that we're not using. That definitely helps it for sure. Another natural way to be able to, get back in rhythm with nature is to ground ourselves. Get out there barefoot in the grass and plug in and allow your body to calm down and come back into rhythm with nature. There are many different ways to be able to shift your energy quickly. And I think we need to talk about that because it out in the world, I'm sure you're feeling it. I'm sure you're feeling the something something that's in the air that people are reacting to right now. You see it in the behaviors on the roads when people are driving. You see it in the stores when you're grocery shopping. People are stressed. People are very anxious and they're at their wits' end. Um, and you can kind of feel an energy mounting out there. And we do not need to be a part of that fear. We don't need to be a part of that anxiety. When it comes to, how do I explain this? When it comes to changing your energy or shifting your energy, you have to be in control of your thoughts. Your thoughts create your actions create your reality, right? So, and you better believe it that we are constantly sending and receiving signals all day long. Our body and our mind is an antenna. As a professional psychic and remote viewer, oh, by the way, this stuff for any unwanted remote viewers can't get through this stuff. Psychic attacks can't get through this stuff. So, oh gosh, now where was I? My mind's all over the place. Talking about our thoughts, that's where I was. Our thoughts are extremely, extremely powerful. And there is forces out there that will try and influence your thoughts and try and align you with lower vibrational thoughts. I call it the shitty committee. If you're constantly hearing a nagging voice, a negative voice going over and over and over, where it's almost like you can't control it or control your thoughts, this is where you need to step back and observe what's going on in your mind. Observe it. Become the observer of your mind. Who's talking to you? Who's talking to you? Whose broadcast are you allowing in to your sacred space? Because if for anyone who has experienced a psychic attack, it is extremely strong negative thoughts coming your way that just they come in and it totally changes your field of energy. You feel it in your body, you feel it in your mind. It's like you can't relax. It's like all of a sudden you're operating on a different frequency, and you are, right? It's when we become aware of what is going through our minds and who is talking to us, right? Because negative negative entities are real. They absolutely are. And they will attach themselves to your auric field or to your field of energy and slowly make their way into your mind. And that's where they align you with that shitty committee that doesn't shut up, right? So if we want to be able to block out those that negative transmission that seems to be coming our way lately, um, products like this, controlling our thoughts, observing our mind, observing the chatter that's going on in our mind, and then making the decision to shift it, to change it, to do whatever it takes to get that voice out of there. So let's talk about that. How do we do that? I pray. I spend a lot of time in prayer. Um, when I'm very also consciously um, aware and careful of the music that I listen to as well. When I started getting deep down the rabbit hole and noticing how the outside influences everything, I started really paying attention to the lyrics of what I was listening to. And one thing that I notice is that there's a lot of songs that are written in pain, someone else's heartbreak, and if you ever notice, if you're going through that heartbreak, you'll resonate with that song and you'll play it over and over and over, right? Because it resonates with you. Well, what you're doing is you're actually allowing that song to resonate within your cells because your body reacts to what you're hearing, to what you're thinking, to what you're seeing. Your body reacts, right? Um, think about for anyone who watches dirty movies, think about how the body reacts to what you're seeing, to what you're hearing. So I started becoming very careful of what I was listening to. I started paying attention to the lyrics of the music and slowly, not slowly, rapidly actually, I changed my song lists. And now I only listen to uplifting music and music that sings to my soul and gets me, excited about the day or else relaxes me. So I'm ready to go to bed. So become aware of what you're receiving, whether what you're listening to, what you're watching. My husband liked watching that Walking Dead, and I just thought, how can anyone watch such graphic, hurtful stuff? It's programming. It really is because, and I know that it's Hollywood, but that's what Hollywood does. It's programming our minds, you know, um, and it's so sad because there are kids watching this stuff and playing video games that are probably worse than that, and it's programming the minds and the hearts to believe that that behavior is okay. So we need to be careful also, not just for ourselves, but for our kids. What do we have in the room that they're watching in the background? And I also know there's a lot of parents that are putting iPads and phones in front of their kids and in their hands. And it's so easy for that to babysit your kids. But really, I don't know. I can feel the energy coming off of these devices. And not only that, what are they playing or what are they watching? Right? We got to be careful with this because this is only the beginning. Our society is changing rapidly, and we're accepting things that 20 years ago we never would have thought would have been accepted. And so we have to use parental discretion and personal discretion as well. So I watch what's coming at me. I watch what I surround myself with. I made my home my sanctuary, and the only music that I have on in my house is binaural beats for relaxation. If you guys have not come across binaural beats, what they are the different frequencies that are embedded into nice, relaxing music. And it literally um, it literally helps to bring your brain waves down into a state of relaxation. And if you're up here, you can feel it when you listen to it. Make sure you listen to it with headphones. Mind you, I have it playing on in my house, and it feels like you're walking into a day spa when you come into my house. But yeah, the best way for immediate release and relaxation is to listen to it with headphones on. A really, really good YouTube channel that I listen to, or the one that I will have playing on in the background of my house, is called Soul Soothing. And they make amazing, amazing, like 8 hour, 11-hour tracks. So, Soul Soothing is one of the YouTube channels that's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm just going to see some of these comments because I see a lot of them coming in. Okay, hi everybody, all the way from the Netherlands. Thank you. Oh yeah, Melina. Melina. She says a smaller blanket would be good for traveling or on an airplane. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm gonna be traveling a lot this summer, and I thought I'm definitely wearing this through the airport, but it makes me wonder, you know, if that will flag me or something, because they can't see through me whatsoever wearing this thing. Oh yeah, Adam. Adam Shea now says we do know some of the effects of the signals on bees and some migration patterns of some migratory species. It hurts them and misdirection orientating. Yes, 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 you are 100% bang on. And it's the same thing with birds. Birds fly on the geomagnetic grid that is in the air. They can actually see it. They can see the grid in the sky. And so when we mess with that grid, that's when you see flocks of them going and falling down. So, with CERN being turned on, I don't know, how is that going to affect nature's rhythm? And the thing is that you throw off one thing, you guys, were all connected. The pandemic showed us that how quickly that thing infected the whole world. Well, it's the same thing from the little bees and the insects to the flowers and the trees and the birds and all of us. We can't do without each other. So we do have to be very careful that we're not doing things like this. I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but um, Bill Gates is trying to block out the sun and shoot particles at the sun to block out the sun. And I'm just thinking, oh, how beneficial is that? How good is that going to be? Our source of food and creation and life. You now want to block that out? Yeah, I don't understand that. I really don't. Oh, Yvonne, hi from Maui. Thank you so much for joining in. This is awesome, awesome. Adam says, I love classical music too. Yes, absolutely. It goes to your soul. They're frequencies of the soul, and that's why they're very, very beneficial. I forgot. I still have a couple things that I want to show you guys. I wrote down notes, and it's funny. I'm thinking to myself as I'm sitting here. Usually, I don't have so much um, ums and having to really think before I'm speaking. It really makes me wonder if this is blocking my transmission. Because usually when I just fall in, um, it just comes. It just comes. When I fall into spirit and lean in, it just comes. So it makes me wonder if this is blocking my transmission. It probably would. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. And if that's the fact, you've just met the real Patricia Mona, because I do say a lot and I stumble on my words. And that's when you can totally tell the difference of when I'm channeling and I drop into a meditation and I'm channeling. There is no ums, there's no stutters, there's no nothing. It's just pure transmission. So interesting observation. Okay, let me now show you guys a little bit more on how to protect yourself and your families. So, you want to know how I protect my whole building? Because this thing does, well, almost the whole building. It does 20,000 square feet, is what this thing protects. So, this is called the Total Shield. And this is from brimhall.com, and it's BRIM hyphen hall.com. I'll write that down in the comments for you guys. So this one has a 4 Tesla coil something something in it that completely blocks out, and it scrambles. I have this written down actually. Where did I put that? See what I mean? I don't even know where I put it. Give me one sec. I have it written down. It's some pretty cool stuff. Okay, it is the 4 coil unit. It addresses electromagnetic pollution and geopathic stress. This thing will pump out 7.83 hertz as well. And so you naturally have that frequency going through your house. Yeah, this thing is the bomb. I can feel it when it's on and when it's off because we turn it off when we're doing Rife therapy in our office. So I can tell when Zach has this turned on or off. It's pretty cool. So the Total Shield from brimhall.com. And then this little guy, the mini harmonizer, this is also from brimhall.com. And this emits a 7.83 hertz that you can carry with you. And if you're sensitive to energy, this is soft. So if you're sensitive to energy, you can definitely feel when it's turned on or when it's turned off. And what this thing does is it's like it creates literally this shield around you of 7.83 hertz. I think it extends about 6 or 7 feet from where you are. So even people that are around you will feel more, the anxieties will melt off of them as well. So this little gadget I usually carry in my purse with me, or I will keep in my pocket. I do have an even smaller one, but I couldn't find it for this demonstration today. But this one is the bomb, and it's also from brimhall.com. So Adam says, I have thoughts of CERN at full power. Could be just a fantastical thoughts, but it's not a good feeling of what might open dimensionally speaking. I agree with you. They talk about how it opens up, wormholes and different dimensions and stuff. It makes you wonder, is that what they're trying to do? Because here's the thing, you guys, honestly, like remote viewing is legit. Astral travel is legit. If you have not experienced it, doesn't mean it's not legit, doesn't mean it's not real. It just means you have not experienced it yet. So I really, really, really encourage you to open that up and explore the different ways that you can come out of your body, because you actually can. And what I think is that, you know, um, institutions play that stuff down or call it woo woo because they don't want you to know your power. They don't want you to know that, yes, we can walk through walls, we can interdimensionally travel. This stuff is real. I was trained on how to do it. So learn. There's so much information out there on the internet. There's programs I learned through the Monroe Institute. I encourage you, open your mind, because if we don't connect with our power, we're in trouble. We need to know who we are, or we're just going to continue to be a pile of sheep following the crowd. And no, we need to reconnect with the truth of who we are. And we have a lot of power in there, a lot. Like, you guys, I have found 31 missing people. It works. There is something to this. Speaking of that, I will mention, I am teaching how I do this. If you don't know how to do remote viewing, or you're interested in opening up your psychic channels and learning more about yourself, come join me in my 4-part series, Quantum Psychic Remote Viewing the Matrix. It is starting on April 10th. It goes for I think it's 4 Wednesdays or 4 Mondays, but it's four. From April 10th is the first one, from 7 to 8:30, um, Mountain Standard Time. No, MDT, Mountain Daylight Time. And let me teach you how to do this stuff, because it's a lot easier than you think it is. You know, it's not magic. It's not a parlor trick. It's actually learning to go within, take your own keys, and unlock the mysteries of your soul so you can actually experience it for yourself and see tomorrow as well as yesterday, because in the matrix, there's no such thing as time. You can very quickly visit the 1920s or the 1900s, or visit the year 3000. There's no such thing as time. You can remote view it all, including what's happening tomorrow in your own life. So let me show you guys how to do that. I hope that you will sign up and join me. My website is my name, www.patriciamonna.com. Again, that starts on April 10th. So, oh, Amanda says, I'm signed up for your March 31st course. Yes. And I still have a few spots in that one, actually. March 31st, April 1st, and April 2nd. If you're in Calgary, come join me in person. I'm teaching you this stuff for the whole weekend. It's a really, really cool weekend little getaway retreat in my office, where we do a lot of meditation and going within. I give lots of demonstrations on energy and how to be able to feel it for yourself. I even will teach you how to see angels. I can't really teach how to see angels online, because I take you guys outside to actually see angels. It's like recalibrating your sight to be able to look into a higher dimension, and I show you guys how to do it. So if you are in Calgary, I still have a few spots, and it is a nice small group with that one. I'm only taking 15 people for that class. So I have only a couple, I think 3 or 4 spots left. And that one starts March 31st. So if you're in Calgary, come join me in person. It's on Monday, Steve. Thank you. The April 10th course that I'm teaching, the Quantum Psychic series, that one is online, and it is a Monday, not a Wednesday. Steve says, I'm astral traveling to your women's retreat in June. And that's the other thing I am. I'm teaching it. I'm doing a whole women's sleepover retreat in June, but that one's sold out. So hopefully you guys can join me at the next one when I put the next one together. Everyone's so busy, because I think it's all because of the weddings and stuff that were canceled over the pandemic. So it's really hard to get a retreat spot. So, do you guys have any questions about what I have talked about so far, or about any of the products? Um, Again, like I said, I'm not getting paid to endorse any of this. I'm just showing you what's worked, what has like total 100% effectiveness. Because I've spent a lot of money on devices and stuff that weren't worth it. Amanda says, I attended one of your retreats. It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's awesome that you're coming again. Yay, I'm excited. Okay, let me talk a little bit about spiritual shielding. I'm going to show you guys what I do. So, let you know a little secret. I haven't even had a sniffle since 2011. Nothing, 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 nothing. I made it through the whole bloody pandemic with nothing. Not even, well, I sneezed once, actually, when I was banging out my cushions out on the deck, and it went all, dust came flying at me. I literally only sneezed once in the whole pandemic. That's it. So, anyways, and I was pretty happy about that, because I'm one of those weirdos that loves a good sneeze. Um, Anyways, I am 1000% convinced that I have a higher level of protection um, because I've called on it. I've integrated it into my system, and I can actually see and feel the resonance that pours through me and out of me. And it's no longer my auric field, it's my auric shield. I use my auric field as a shield to shield against anything negative, unwanted, that is not of my highest good. And I wrap it down around my feet, all around me. Now, here's my thinking with this is that if you think about it, a virus, a pathogen, whatever you want to call it, it has to come from out here to get into here, right? Well, if you have an auric shield of the highest flame, just imagine golden flames. It is going to burn up anything that comes near you. And that is what I want you to activate within your auric field. Activate the shield because you guys, we have it. Now, here's the thing to someone who's thinking right now, oh, that's using your imagination, or, oh, that's just a fantasy. No, it's not. No, it's not. Everything is energy. Even if you can't see it, if you're sensitive enough, you'll feel it. I can even feel when someone's lying to me with my eyes closed. I don't even need to look at them. Their energy changes. I think that we have been bombarded with so many outside influences and energies that we're numb to it. We're numb to what truth feels like. We're numb to what an attack feels like until it's already inside of our bodies, really messing up our systems, right? So anything that is not of my highest good, I rebuke it. It is out of my system, out of my field, burnt up. And one of the visualizations that I do in order to activate that within me is I will do deep breathing in with the light, pouring it down through my body, exhaling out all darkness. And I'll start to fill my body with light, literally watching my cells with my eyes closed. I'm watching my cells get super saturated with the highest healing light. I'm watching my organs, my veins, my arteries, my nervous system, all of it. In my mind's eye, I'm activating that light within me. And then I start to breathe it in and out of my pores. I start to visualize that light moving in and out of every pore in my body because our skin breathes, our pores breathe, our nails breathe, our hair breathes, it absorbs. So inhaling the light, exhaling the light, and then just like blowing up a balloon or a big bubble, I blow that light up all around me. And I keep it there. I start my day there. Before I start my readings, I will literally put my hands up and just say, Lord, use me as an instrument of your peace. I am showing up for work. Here I am. Use my mouth, use my words. Let me be your broadcast system. And then boom, it comes. Try it. Try it. Be led for once. Be led. Be led by a series of miracles, synchronicities, and signs. They're not coincidences. The energy that is coming in right now is it's making it easy to connect because it's a strong energy, and understand that energy isn't good or bad, or isn't, yeah, it's not good or bad. It's there. It's defined by the user, by the person who has their hands in that energy, right? It's like saying the light bulb's bad. No, it's not. It's energy. If I want to turn the light on and see, great. But if I'm scared of the dark, that could be bad, right? So we can use this influx of energy that's coming in right now in the greatest way possible by calling in as much light and as much help from the heavenly realms and from our creator source. I don't care what you want to call it. There is something so much greater than us that when he, she, it, whatever you want to call it, works through you, it changes your life. It really, really, really does. And it's an alignment. I've noticed that it's like I said, we are constantly sending and receiving signals. We're a broadcast system, right? When you align yourself with that highest power and you allow it to lead you, you literally step into one miracle after the other. So my spiritual protection, I call on the Holy Spirit to guide me. I call on the Lord Jesus Christ to surround me in the highest level of protection. I ask my angels to walk with me every single day. And I notice that a lot of parents aren't teaching their kids this stuff. We have to. We have to be responsible for their spiritual growth at young ages. Guide them, guide them. Because I think it's important that we know that we're not alone, because we're not. We're so not. You guys, or I wouldn't have a job. So please call on your angels, call on that highest power. Um, the other thing that I will do too is I will ground that light into the ley lines of Mother Earth, because I truly feel that Mother Earth is in distress. Our planet is in distress. That's what I feel. Whether it's the energy of the people that are walking on it that's creating that energy, or whether it's all of those, those satellites that are surrounding the Earth. There's just, I can feel that she's in distress. So when I'm visualizing that light flowing through me, I will also send it through the ley lines of Mother Earth, because the ley lines, when you do that, they go everywhere. They go across the world. Ley lines do. So definitely bless Mother Earth by sending her love out the bottoms of your feet and straight into the ley lines in the grid of the earth. And I have to say, for all the grid workers out there, we got to get busy. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know what you got to do. So please get out there and do it. It's very, very important, especially on March 23rd. That day feels very energetically charged. Um, and I don't just think it's because of the numbers. I think it's the energy behind the day. So take a moment, say a prayer, and send the world healing and all who have their feet on it. Okay. So, oh, and another thing that I wanted to mention, because I wrote this down as important to mention to you guys. My wonderful healing friend um, also gave me this awesome advice to do if you're feeling fried or anxious or just feeling heavy. Get a whole box of baking soda, not powder, baking soda. Get a whole box of baking soda, the small ones that you stick in your fridge, but don't take it from the fridge. That'll be kind of gross if it's already open. But get yourself a box of baking soda and a whole cup of Himalayan salt or Epsom salt, one of the two, just not white table salt. That's bleached. So Himalayan salt or Epsom salt, pour it in the bathtub and have yourself a nice soak. But when you do, make sure that you dunk your hair under there as well. Every part of you dunk under that water and that solution, because nothing negative can stick to you or your auric field in the resonance of the salt and the baking soda. Um, don't ask me why, but it works, because I felt an immediate release when I did that myself. So it definitely, definitely works. Aw, Steve, you're a sweetheart. He says, "You don't have a job, Patricia. You have a gift." I love you. I feel so unbelievably blessed to have all of you in my life. I can't stress that enough. Because no matter where you are, when we're doing those prayer circles, uh, um, and the meditation and prayer for humanity that I do once a month. Please join me if you don't know about it. I haven't picked my next date yet, but keep an eye out on my community page because I definitely will post it. But I do them once a month, and the way I view it is I will see the earth in front of me, and I'll see all of us as pillars of light connecting way out into the cosmos. And I see you and I feel you and I connect with you. And it's just like it says in the Bible with when Jesus said, when two or more are gathered in my name. And I think that's the power when we gather together in unity. There is power in numbers, there is strength in unity. And we got to remember that. Definitely need to remember that. Mm. Nancy says, "Oh my gosh, those group meditations for humanity are powerful." Oh, thank you, thank you. They're powerful because you're in it. I couldn't do it without you. But I do. I feel like we're all holding hands all across the globe. And the amount of beautiful blessings and energy that I feel, flood through all of us. It's just it's such a blessing. Fire apples, we are blessed because we found you. Oh, I feel the exact same. Good thing I got over my little shyness of staring at myself on the camera or on the screen. It is kind of weird, you guys, for anyone who has a YouTube channel. You're just staring at yourself, talking to yourself. Um, so yeah, I'm glad I got over my shyness because it connects us. So, well, let me just see if there's anything else. Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to mention. Okay, a couple of the things in case you are feeling this way. Um, get yourself the blanket or something because EMF can cause not only anxiety, but nausea, depression, body pain, insomnia, twitchy legs, restless leg syndrome, heart disease, and cancers. Of course, it can cause cancers because your cells are no longer vibrating at a beneficial frequency. They're vibrating at something that causes cellular death, right? So, definitely get yourself one of the blankets if you don't already have one because it's the bomb. So I will leave a link to everything that I talked about here tonight. I'll leave a link in the description of the video. And I thank you guys so much for staying with me and watching this and spending Saturday night with me here. I love you guys and I can't wait to connect with you at our next meditation. Oh, and sign up for the um, quantum psychic series because it's the bomb. I include so much. By the end of it, you'll be working on a missing person case with me. So it's it's a really amazing course. It's something I'm pretty proud of. So I hope that you'll check it out. Okay, guys. Good night. Thank you so much. God bless, and I will see you at the next meditation. I guess. Bye, guys.